Episode 9 is set to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing I will say that a lot of fans are really looking forward to seeing in this movie is exactly what J.J. Abrams is going to do in order to make this film really resonate with fans around the world, to keep us talking for years on end about this movie. And that's one hope among many Star Wars fans, is that this movie is going to be the best of this current trilogy. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. However, what's really intriguing has all to do with one of the aspects of Episode 9 that'll actually borrow elements from the prequel trilogy era. Now, what's really intriguing is that it's described that one of the big revelations in the third act of the film will have to do with the concept of the Chosen One. It's said that many elements of the prequels will be used in Episode 9. However, it's described that the Chosen One will be a major aspect of the third act of Episode 9, and it's hinted that it could be one of three characters, being Luke Skywalker, Rey, Kylo Ren / Ben Solo. It's described to be one of the ways to conclude the Skywalker saga, and that the concept of the Chosen One will be used in a way that is said to be unpredictable and unexpected in this film. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I think that this may be controversial to some fans out there. Now, like I said, the Chosen One is a big deal, especially in the prequels and even in the original trilogy / Star Wars Rebels. Now, you can see how Star Wars Rebels touched on it. I don't know if you guys saw the episode where Darth Vader, or should I say Obi-Wan Kenobi, goes up against Darth Maul on, of course, Tatooine, and when Maul is actually killed, just before his death, you know, he asks Obi-Wan Kenobi if Luke Skywalker is the Chosen One, and Obi-Wan says he is. So you can see how in the prequels, it was initially thought that it was Anakin Skywalker. Then in Star Wars Rebels, which by the way takes place before the original trilogy, it's actually indicated that Luke Skywalker is the Chosen One. So now going into Star Wars Episode 9, into the sequel trilogy, they will be using the concept of the Chosen One again at the very end of this movie for one of the major revelations of Episode 9. That, of course, is going to be, of course, Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren, and or Rey in this story. Now, let me touch on who I think should be the Chosen One in Episode 9. Now, I for one feel that the sequel trilogy characters shouldn't be the Chosen One, because I feel that at the very end of the day here, it should all go down to the character of Luke Skywalker. And since it is dwindled down to those three characters, Luke, Kylo Ren, and or Rey being the Chosen One in Episode 9, if you look at the character of Luke, right, he really is the Chosen One, without a doubt. You know, if you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi's line of dialogue in Star Wars Rebels, how Darth Maul basically asked him, you know, is he the Chosen One? And he says he is. So to me, I feel like that they should just stay and stick with one Chosen One in the Star Wars franchise, specifically within the Skywalker saga. Now, moving past all of this, you guys may have actually heard a couple of weeks ago that they are changing the idea of the Chosen One through the ideology of course, the ancient Jedi and the actual philosophy of the ancient Jedi in the sacred texts that Luke Skywalker does explain to Rey. So the whole entire idea of the Chosen One being thrown into the Star Wars sequel trilogy isn't the first thing borrowed from the prequels. The whole aspect of the balance of the Force was a thing that was referenced in The Force Awakens. You guys may recall Lor San Tekka saying to Poe Dameron, without a Jedi, there can be no balance to the Force. You know, that was a thing that was only said in the prequels. You never heard that line in the original trilogy of them talking about balance of the Force and stuff like that. You know, not in that way, at least. So when we look at Episode 9, how it's borrowing many different elements from the prequels, especially the concept of the Chosen One, and how it's going to be used in an unpredictable and unexpected way for some of the characters like Kylo Ren, Rey, and or Luke Skywalker, really has my mind boggled right now as to exactly what they're going to be doing with this movie and exactly what possibilities are going to be opened with this actual concept. So with that being said, you can see how J.J. Abrams is very ambitious with this film. You can also see how he's very goal-driven with this movie. He really does have a lot of high goals for this movie in order to make this movie be the best of the current trilogy and the best of the Skywalker saga, which honestly honestly I think is going to be a very hard task to complete, given that we are coming out of The Last Jedi, you know, with the backlash that comes along with it, and how Soloist Star Wars Stories box office results were affected by that movie. So with that being said, Episode 9 really does have to perform well, not just, you know, by the numbers, not just with the box office, but also with the Star Wars community. It's all about how it resonates with fans, and exactly how the choices that will be made by Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, and crew, and how that's actually going to stick with the fans, and how they're actually going to accept it all. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.